the class in memory of Jared Orchen, I discovered a picture that I did not know about it, even it's many people know already. In the picture you see a menorah by the window, and in the back of the menorah, behind the menorah, from outside, you see a big flag from the Nazi party. And the story takes us to 1931, December of 1931, to the city Kiel in Germany. I didn't even know there is such a city. It's a different story. And in this city was a rabbi. The rabbi of the city was Akiva Baruch Posner. And he lived there. He was the rabbi of a very small community of 500 Jews. And he lived, his apartment was across the street. Across the street of his apartment was the headquarters of the Nazi party in Kiel. Now, their party was already very active before they won the election of 1933. By December of 1931, they were already active, bullying, running around in the street, harassing Jews, doing many bad things much before they came to power. Then he was putting up the menorah by the window, and he was lighting the 8th night of Chanukah, the candles. It was a Friday evening, and his wife snapped a picture that you see the menorah by the window, and outside the window you see the flag. A week later she developed the picture, and she wrote in the back, Chanukah 1931, Judah should die, so says the flag. Judah should exist forever, so say the lights. She quoted a song, a German song that said Judah should die. And then she quoted from the prophet Joel, that says Yehuda leolam teshev, Judah should exist forever. And she made it like a question and answer, the two symbols. The flag says Judah should die, and the lights say Judah should exist forever. She took the picture and she sent it to a German Jewish newspaper. During 1932, they were there, and her husband, the rabbi, was fighting with the Nazi party. He used to speak against them and this. When they came to power, his community told them, Rabbi, you better leave, because they will finish with you. And they encouraged them to leave. When the whole community came to the train station to say goodbye to him. By the train station, he turned to them and says, my dear friend, I want to tell you my last wish before I leave. Germany is not a place for Jews anymore. Please leave as soon as you can. And keep yourself always together. And he left to a different country in Europe, I think to Holland. And a year later, in 1934, he made Aliyah to Israel. And he settled in Jerusalem with his menorah, with a picture, right? And he loved the menorah. Most of the Jews of his city listened to him. Maybe only 12 Jews ended up in the camps. Everybody left Germany. Years passed, many years after the war, the archive of the newspaper, the Jewish newspaper, ended up in the end of some museum in Germany. They found the picture. They started to publicize it. I think they even sold it to Yad Vashem. And 2 years the people were researching the picture. They discovered that the person who took the picture and has the menorah actually lives a few streets away from Yad Vashem. And they found the menorah, they found the original picture. She had 2 pictures, one she kept by herself and one she sent to the newspapers. And they asked, Yad Vashem was asking, they had a picture, they have a room that represents German Jews, German communities. Now they had a picture there. They said they want the menorah next to the picture, the original menorah. But the family said they want to use the menorah every year. Then they made an agreement that the menorah will be in Yad Vashem for most of the year, Before Chanukah, the family picks up the menorah, they use it, and then they bring it back. And they send the family members with the menorah to many places around the world, in Mexico and United States, to tell the story. There are two symbols. Every symbol says, they argue, the flag, the swastika, with the menorah, with the lights. Who won? We are 88 years later. Nazism is gone. Judaism, the light of Judaism is lighting and is bright as ever. In the parsha of this week, we read about the beginning of this parsha is Miketz. We read about Pharaoh's dream. What was Pharaoh's dream? What was Pharaoh's dream about? Chaos. He had two dreams. One was about wheat, corn.
Yeah.
And the other one was about cows. But everybody remembers the cows. Nobody remembers the corn. They needed somebody to interpret the dreams. They called Joseph. Why Joseph? Because Joseph was a maven in dreams. He was the professional. Last week's parsha, the beginning of last week's parsha, Joseph himself had two dreams. What was his dreams about?
Stars and
the moon, the sun and the moon and 11 stars.
Yeah.
The sheaves.
There is also another dream. He had two dreams too about the sheaves. What nobody remembers about the dream, about the sheaves. It's interesting enough. Pharaoh's dream, remember, is about the cows. Joseph's dream, about the stars. Why is God communicating with Pharaoh the symbol of cows? Why cows? Fat cows, skinny cows. Why cows?
Kosher.
There is a verse, the prophet Jeremiah says, Eglah yefeifiya Mitzrayim. Eglah is a little calf. The national symbol of Egypt, of ancient Egypt, was a cow or a female calf. That's why the Jews made a golden calf, because that was all about a connection to Egypt. It wasn't about replacing God, and it's not so complicated. They tried to just find a way back to Egypt, basically. Egypt was the cow. That was Egypt. The guy is speaking to the king of Egypt. He speaks to him the language I understand. He says, "Your cows. You know what is going to happen to the cows? Will be very skinny cows." When God wants to speak to Joseph, he speaks to him about sun, the moon, and the stars. Why? The Jewish people are compared in the Bible many times as many as the stars of the heaven. Many times. Moses blesses the Jews again. You'll be as many as the stars of the heaven constantly. God, Abraham, Isaac, many times. This is also two symbols, two civilizations. The Jewish civilization, the Jewish religion, the Jewish belief is the stars. What the stars represent? What the heaven represent? Heaven and earth. Spirituality against materialism. Cows. The cows only look down. They know what they can count with the finger. Money, what they can touch. Real. Judaism looks up. To see the sky, you have to look up. To think about something above you. About things that are not tangible. That's what the stars in the moon. That was the two civilizations who were fighting with each other. What do you think was the fight between Joseph and his brothers? About a colorful coat, about who is going to be, who is daddy loving more. For this we don't need to kill somebody. Every second person in America doesn't talk to his brother, but it doesn't mean he's going to kill him.
They're all ships.
The point is that it was an ideological argument. The ideological argument was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were shepherds. They believed that the easiest way to survive as Jews, as believers of God, is by being in a isolated environment, in a way that nobody will bother you, then you can be a Jew. But Abraham did it, especially Isaac and Jacob. The brothers wanted to continue the same way. Actually, when they came to Egypt and they stood in front of Pharaoh, they told Pharaoh, "We are shepherds." That's what they told them. On the other hand, Joseph said, we have to go to the city. We have to take the next step in publicizing the belief of God, bringing the belief of God, the monotheistic religion to the rest of the world, is going to the city, going to the public world. And that was the argument. The brothers felt that if we are going to Egypt, we are going to Las Vegas, to New York City of the world, we will assimilate. We will lose our identity. It's a threat to the existence of the Jewish religion, of Abraham's religion, of the Abrahamic belief. And that's why they felt that Joseph, his agenda, is a threat to their existence, to their essence.
Where does it say that Joseph has the agenda of going to the cities?
And Joseph, in the end he ended up to go to Egypt. He raised 2 children who believed in God, Menashe and Ephraim. And that's why, because he was able to raise such kids in the city of Egypt, in the middle of everything, Jacob considered Menashe and Ephraim like his own 2 children. He made them as one of the 12 tribes. That in these 2 cultures, between Egypt and Israel, if you want, between the stars and the cows, between the Nazi party and the menorah, spirituality prevails.